I was just going to get to that, Judge. Because of the divorce, her husband was in the military. She's going to have the availability through October of this year to access that insurance for any kind of treatment. And she did attempt to get into a rehab program before today,
right.
But because of the pending divorce and the insurance issues, she couldn't get in.
Because Akron General Hospital happens to have what's called a partial hospitalization program in the psychiatry department. I don't know if she's aware of that.
I don't.
But it's somewhat less expensive because they don't keep people there overnight.
Okay.
On the other hand, they have to be there. How it works is, I used to be friends with the woman who was head nurse over there at that department. How it works is they have to be, as I understand it, the first several weeks they're there. So I think it's a 20-week program. I could be wrong about that, though. I could be wrong about that. But maybe it's much shorter than that. But it's like so many days as every day, and then they do so many days, 4 days a week, and so many days, I think 3 days a week. I think it steps down. But I don't know if she'd be eligible for that. And I don't know how you hook. I mean, I know that if you went over to Akron General Hospital, I'm sure the doctor, since Dr. Moore is the chairman of the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences, he would obviously know about this program. But at some point, she also has to do a 60-day jail sentence minimum.
Right, and she understands that, Judge. I think she's committed that she knows she has to do that. She has the pending matter in Wadsworth, which we're going to deal with in about 2-3 weeks. She's committed to, once she completes her jail time, that she has to get her life in order. And on top of all this, Judge, about a month ago, she completed her bankruptcy proceedings. So there's been a lot of financial and family issues that all came to a fulcrum, and I think now that those are resolved, at least those issues are behind her, and she can try and move forward in a positive direction.
She understands they have to suspend her license?
Yes, Judge.
And she's under a 1-year suspension for refusal, right?
Correct. But that will be wiped out because of whatever court suspension you give her today.
Oh, I see. Okay. Anything further from Ms. Hall?
Your Honor, what I'd like to say is I do apologize. I've battled alcohol since my early 20s. I spent 8 years sober. After my daughter died, I did start drinking again. I raised my 2 children, James and Melissa, who I love to death, and I disappointed them more than anybody besides myself, and I've disappointed the courts and the community, and I truly do apologize. I live in my own jail in its own way, and I'm not proud of it. There's many times I wish I would have had cancer, but I figured I'd end up with cancer and alcoholism all at the same time. So I just want you to know that what you see on that paper, black and white, there's a lot more to me than what you just read. And I do truly apologize, and I don't know what else to say. I accept my responsibilities. My actions, they're wrong. I've made a lot of wrong decisions, especially in the past few years. It's been very stressful. And I relied on alcohol just to get away.
The court order is 60-day jail sentence, which is mandatory, and that will start today. When she was released from jail, she is to report to Medina County Adult Probation Department for 3 years under ISP, which stands for Intensive Supervised Probation. She's to do 24 hours of community service. Now, I'm going to order that she either attend drug alcohol assessment or treatment at an agency chosen by the Adult Probation Department, but Ms. Conley, if she has hooked up with somebody from Akron General, Dr. Moore, or a program he's recommended, that would be satisfactory to the court. Also, when she gets out of jail and while she's on supervision, she must attend AA meetings because I think she needs a support system that's independent of perhaps her other people in her life. And also, there's a fine of $800. Because it's a mandatory fine, I'm not going to waive it. I'm also assessing court costs. Finally, if she's employed, but only if she's employed, there's a $30 monthly community control sanction fee, and that wouldn't start until she's released from jail and she shows a job. Now, in the event that she was to violate these terms and conditions of supervision, which would include, of course, not being picked up for anything else, she's looking at a 9-month prison sentence, which, when you take out the 60 days, would be about a 7-month prison sentence. And if I had to put her in prison, then I'm going to recommend that they put her in some sort of alcohol, a system that deals with alcoholic offenders. But when did your daughter pass away?
She would have been 16 February 1st.
When did she die, though?
February 1st, 1991.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I do have still a hard time with it. I carried her 42 weeks.
Sure, I understand. All right, that's how that works.
Thank you.
Can I see counsel and probation department over here?
You're all right.